美国东部时间下午1点30分，众议院终于以263比171票通过了缓解金融风暴的救市计划。
Well, the bill will go to the president. The president will sign it into law, and the bill will take effect. And then we'll have a number of hearings and others to find out how this came about to begin with, and how we can prevent it from happening, and hold those who are responsible accountable.
Tell me if we are not an economic stimulus package.
Says you can do this for virtually nothing. You do the same thing you did with Wachovia for all banks. You go out and you say, we will take any general creditor, any depositor, you're all insured. Immediately the banks start lending. The FDIC would probably take a hit as some banks closed, but guess what? That gets paid back by insurance. There is no taxpayer protection in here.
Still a bad bill, still a lot of things we could have done better. But now it's behind us. I voted against it, but our obligation is to make certain that going forward, the right things happen.
I have confidence that if we don't do this, catastrophe will ensue. I have confidence if we do this, we have a chance of trying to prevent that. There's no guarantees.
昨天，参议院以74比25票通过了7000亿美元的救市计划。由于本周一，众议院以228票搁置了此议案，而税收议案必须经其通过才能实施。 所以今天下午，众议院再次发起了投票。
There's a big difference between the two. Two big things. One is, for example, the AMT. You know what that is, of course. It reduces the taxes on about 20 million families, middle-income families. That's not small potatoes. That's a big item. And number two, we raised the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, from $100,000 to $250,000. That's big. It's good for small business, who in fact needs this kind of backup.
此次通过的议案是参议院表决的修订版。修订版的一大特点就是增加了对储蓄户的保护，其中包括一项临时性措施，将联邦存款保险公司给予每个银行账户的保额上限从10万美元增加到25万美元。由此对联邦存款保险公司带来的成本增加，财政部将以借款的方式予以补偿。
There are some pretty good tax provisions in there. There's other junk in there. There's an unpaid for AMT extension in there. We're borrowing ultimately $810 billion. What happens when the next crisis hits in the not too distant future? When Wall Street wakes up from its celebration and it sobers up and they look and see we did nothing for the fundamentals in this country, then the stock market will go down again after it goes up today.
Will help people facing the foreclosure?
That's a good darn question, and I'm not sure that it will. It's certainly going to help the big investment houses and the big investment banks. I'm not certain how it's going to help the, you keep hearing them talk about the folks on Main Street as opposed to Wall Street. I'm actually worried about the folks on Elm Street and Oak Street who are living in those houses that are having difficulty facing how they pay their mortgages. All we've done at this point is to pump some cash into institutions that, quite honestly, I don't know how it's going to trickle down to the average American.
Who should be responsible for it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the individual that overspends for a house. Just because you buy a house, it's your obligation to make the payments and pay the bank, and you own the house. That's what part of owning a home responsibly is. And I don't think this is there's any business for the government to bail out anybody for a mortgage.
7000亿美元救市计划中。 2500亿美元将立即用于购买银行资产，总统掌握1000亿美元，其余的3500亿美元需要通过国会商议才能动用。
For China, how much will this affect?
Oh, it bails out communist China a great deal. In fact, they're probably substantially behind this plan. They probably blackmailed Henry Paulson. They've got a couple of $100 or $300 billion worth of bad bets that they want cleaned up, and I'm sure they said, if you don't take care of us, we're gonna tank your dollar or stop lending you money.
汕头大学长江新闻与传播学院冯妙兰、龚杰彤，华盛顿报道。